All right, welcome back to the College Student Simulation. Finally, it's been like 2.5, 3 weeks. A lot of crap went down. I got sick. I couldn't even leave my bed. And then finals decided to start, so that was great. And now we're back.
Back.
So
Yeah, he didn't get corona.
no, I didn't get corona.
Totally.
I had a kidney stone. It was really bad. I could not leave my bed. Could not
Honestly,
sleep.
probably worse than corona.
Yeah, it might have been. I was in the ER for a day. It was not fun. It like hurt to breathe. It was terrible. But
And
we're past that, and now we're here.
like you said, finals just spanked us real hard.
Yeah, finals is like, hey, don't forget about me, bitch. And I didn't forget. I definitely remembered that they were there.
Oh yeah. They didn't catch me by surprise, but it was still kind of like, ouch.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what was the final that made you want to kill yourself?
My English final
Okay.
for sure. So that one, he goes, you know, 'cause I was on a Zoom meeting with maybe 3 days before it opened for talking about one of my essays, and he was like, yeah, it won't be hard. It'll just be. He was like, it'll be just like any other quiz we've taken. I was like, oh, quizzes. We had one quiz a week. They were like 10 questions, and you got to use your notes, and it was just who said this and who wrote this, and you just went and you went back to the module and looked it up, and it was super easy. Right now, the final was 50 questions. Took me 90 minutes, and I got a 68.
It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts. It was so bad. It was like, I mean, 95% of it was like fallacies and stuff. And fallacies, I don't know if you do you remember them from when you took that class?
Yes.
There's like a shit ton of them.
There's a lot.
There's a butt ton of them, and so many of them mean almost the same thing. So it's like, oh yeah, I could pick this one, but it's really this one, and the word difference was and between or something like that, and it was just something really similar that
Yep.
to any regular person would mean nothing, but to him it meant wrong
The
answers.
world.
Yeah,
They're not that difficult. It's just it's so hard to differentiate them.
yes.
That's what
There's some like the scarecrow one where it was like it's you take what they say and make it sound worded weak and like it's easy to knock down. Like that one stands on its own. That's super easy. And the red herring one was super easy. But then there were others that literally meant almost the same thing. And I'm sitting there. It just took me forever to try to differentiate. I was like, which one does he want me to pick? I don't know. I feel like they're both right. Like I genuinely think they're both right. And
yeah, that's
yeah,
where that stuff gets like extra difficult.
yeah, I did not do well on it
Was that
either.
the one you had unlimited attempts though?
Yeah, I had unlimited attempts, but it was also coming down to the wire, and I had one more final I still wanted to take, and that was when I finally started to go back to work. My neighbor asked me to help him move that weekend. He was going to pay me big bucks to do that. So glad I chose that. And getting the 68 didn't really affect my grade too much. Didn't drop. It dropped it by like 1%. So I wasn't too worried about it. But I also didn't want to sit there for another 90 minutes to try to take it again.
You had unlimited attempts, but limited patience.
Yeah, very, very limited patience. I mean, because I sat there and I was like, oh, I'll take it again tomorrow. And then tomorrow rolled around, the day of the deadline, and I was like, let's weigh. Was it worth the time? No. Did it drop your grade by anything? Very minimally. So I was like, I'll just take it and I'll move on with my life.
Yeah, sometimes finals like barely hurt your grade, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's
Like,
very weird.
because 68's a D, right?
Yeah, it's a D plus.
How do you get a D on the final and it goes down 1%? Like, just what
Yeah,
math is that? Was it only
I don't
like
know.
10% of your grade?
I don't think it was too much of my grade.
It
That's
couldn't have been.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't even think it was cumulative. I just think it was literally worth such little crap.
I mean, you clearly had other stuff in the class that kept your grade up.
Yeah, I mean, I did pretty well on all the essays we wrote, and then he just graded one of the essays. I got like a 55 out of 65, so I did pretty, or like a 57 out of 65, so I did pretty well on that. So that
Somewhere in the 80s, yeah.
yeah, it canceled out, I guess. I don't, you know, I sat there contemplating, and I was like, "Is it worth it?" And after asking a few people, I was just like, "It doesn't sound like it is."
Yeah.
It didn't.
I think I told you, I said if it only went down 1%, then
Yeah. No, I mean, I asked you, I asked a few other people I'm friends with that are in school, and they were just like, not, they were like, it took
I
90
wouldn't know.
minutes. So, yeah. The kicker was that it took 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what sucked. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you got some crappy finals you had. I mean, your bio and stat one, which one kicked your butt more?
Whew. Okay, so here, we'll talk about the stat one first because I have less to say.
Yeah.
So do you know how TI-84 calculators have a really long battery?
Yeah. Yours died, didn't it?
It didn't die. I fully charged it the night before, but the test was so long that I actually saw my battery go down.
Oh my God. That's like that's like watching a Nokia battery on a phone go
Yeah.
down.
So my statistic test, he gave us 4 hours.
The
And you might
second I saw that, I would just turn it off and said, "I'll
and you
take the
might be
0."
thinking like, oh, well, that's really nice. He gives you all that time. It took me 3 hours.
It took me 3 hours and 47 minutes.
Now I think I ended at just around 3 hours. And this was with me taking my time. Like I did take my time on all of them. Uh Good Lord. It okay, so some of them were not that hard. I will
Some of
say.
them were like kind of quick and move on.
Yeah, I'd say probably like 10 of them were. And then there was like two-thirds of it was just kind of like run of your mill statistic questions. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you're screwed. And then there was like maybe seven that were just
Hey, this one question is going to take you 10 minutes.
right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like super difficult. The test we had before, like a week before, because we're behind, um, that was harder, 100%.
Hmm.
It was harder than the final. This was just draining. I took a nap when I was done.
Oh,
3 hours
for
of
sure.
college statistics.
A 3 hour test, a 3 hour test period. I would take a
Yeah,
nap. I mean,
but
yeah.
statistics especially, that's gonna knock you out.
Oh, for sure.
And I ended up getting an 84 on it. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, for what it was, I guess I'm proud of it.
Hmm.
But all my other tests have been 90s or high 80s, so I kind of expected a little higher, but
Yeah. I mean,
I'll take it, I guess.
it genuinely what it was by the time you hit the last few, probably like last 5 questions, you mentally were just like, yeah, that one, that one. I mean, you were just done. You were just done.
It's a long test.
And the thing is that sucks with that is I don't think it's grading your ability to do the class properly. It's grading your ability to stay awake and stay functioning at that point. It doesn't properly grade you. It grades your stamina at a test, which is not fair.
Yeah, I honestly, I would have taken a test that's half the time, but a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there were probably 10 of them that were pretty easy. Like, I would have taken less of those, but, make it 12 questions
Hmm.
instead
I
of,
mean,
I think it was 36
and
questions.
the thing is with stats, if you have a 36 question test, it's like a 94 question test because
Hmm.
you have to find every, like you have your main,
You have to
I
go and
took it in high school. Yeah, I took AP stat in high school. So you have to go and you have to go and you have your, it gives you your like main equation that you're trying to find. But you
standard
have to find,
deviation,
yeah,
mean,
but you
whatever.
have to go through and find six smaller equations to then put into that main equation.
Hmm.
So it's like people are like, "Oh yeah, it's just plug and chug once you get there." I'm like, "Yeah, once you get there,
One.
yeah, yeah, that's funny. The once you get there part really gets me because it's not a once you get there because by the time you get there, it's been 10 minutes."
Oh, yeah. And that was actually the first final I had to do. Well,
Mhm.
technically I did economics first, but that was self-paced. I chose to do that.
Yeah,
He gave us 4.5 hours. It took me like under an hour.
he was just like, "I don't care." It's like first of all, it
You're
was probably economics. So he was like, "Okay, I know you're gonna look it up. Who cares?"
like, well, they just weren't that hard of questions. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I feel like economics can be that hard either.
and they were multiple choice, so it's not they weren't short answer questions or anything. I'm like,
Mhm.
who would need 4.5 hours, even close to? But
I
hey,
mean, my
thank
psych final had one question.
okay.
One question, it was worth 30 points.
Mhm.
And it said, so it sucked because it didn't suck. It was super easy. I literally got a 100 on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. But here's the thing with it. He played the system so well. And I give this man, I love this teacher. He was probably my favorite professor, and he was probably one of my favorites I will ever have. But this man played the system. He found the people that did not do jack shit, even in class before we went to online. He found them and he murdered them on this test.
How?
It was, you had to go through and you had to, it was one question. You had to basically write an essay.
Okay.
It was like he always asked for 2 to 3 paragraphs. I think I ended up writing 5 or something like that. But it was just so easy to write 5 because I knew what I was talking about. But he said he locked it. It's funny. It's so funny. He locked he locked the other modules, which, good for him because he's not. But now, before anyone jumps on his case, he's not a jerk for it. He's not. He's smart and he knew what he was doing, right? So I go and I try to look at it because I remember a few things and you had to write your favorite thing we learned about and the theory that goes with it.
Mm.
So if you didn't pay attention, you could do the thing you like learning about super easy, but the second half of the test, you didn't know what you were talking about. You were done. And luckily where I work, I could just talk about like a daycare, and I could just go, yeah, kids act like this because of this, and they want this and this and this. And he was like, okay, check. I literally BS my way through and got a 100. But if you didn't pay attention whatsoever, you were done.
Hey, that's psychology right there.
Yeah, it was super. Yeah, it was super. I mean, like I said, if you knew what you were talking about, super easy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's funny though that
yeah,
if you weren't paying attention, got him.
me and my music final, it's fairly easy. I mean, it was music. It sucks when you go into it sucks when you hit like the early or late 1700s and everyone is named the same thing or like has the same 6 S's in their last name. So it's like, I don't know. Just pick one, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty much.
So
I
that
mean,
sucks.
it gets a
But I mean,
little repetitive.
yeah. But overall, finals weren't awful. I managed this semester. I think last semester was definitely worse.
Well, that was your first college semester. I mean,
Yeah, but I've taken
oh,
finals before. I mean, like final exams weren't new, but as you
no,
know, like my math situation last year, not ideal. Like so that was just added stress just overall.
that was fun.
No, that wasn't fun.
It was fun for me.
Shut up. Yeah, as you
Well,
sat there watching me struggle. The
for those,
struggle.
for those who don't know, we bonded over hours of trying to bring his grade up because
Yeah.
she was a great teacher
She
who
was. She was
just a horrible course.
awful. God awful.
She opened up everything to redo, and I wanted to bring my grade up a little bit, but his was more important.
Yeah.
And so we were just it was like
For
a
those who don't
game,
know, I had a 42. I had a 42.
and we brought it to
Is
like
what
a mid 70s.
we
Pretty
brought it to
good.
like a 77.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I got my midterm back, got a 64 or something like that. And him and I walked back into the back class. We were like, yes.
That was the most hyped I've ever seen someone over a 64.
I know.
But I
That was,
totally understood because I was hyped over a 64 in my Spanish class.
yeah. What did you even get on that midterm? You got like a 79 or something like that
On what midterm?
on the math one.
I got an 85.
That's right. Yeah. You did. Yeah. You did pretty well.
She told me I did the best in the class.
I believe it. I believe it. Did you look at
And
our
then
classes?
and then the final, me and him got the same exact score. It was like
Yeah.
a 72 or something.
Yeah. It was like a 72. Well, see, what was funny. So just some backstory for this. This is very, very funny. So at him and I have been working past like 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days.
Mhm.
And I've been going to his house and we've been redoing quizzes, homeworks, just anything you can name, right? And we've just been doing them and grinding them out and grades just going up, going up, going up. So it got to a point where we didn't admit we were cheating because she never said we couldn't do this. So we're after class one day, we stop and talk to her and we go, hey, we redid this quiz. And outright we go, we did this quiz. Yeah, we didn't even hesitate. And we go, yeah, we redid this quiz. He put this, I put this, he did better, but it's the same answer, just rounded one number differently. And she was like, oh yeah, I'll go change that. Man, she didn't even care that we just essentially cheated on that, but never said we couldn't to begin with. And like the project, we basically put the same exact thing for the project.
Oh yeah.
Slight differentiation and submitted within 2-minute difference of each other.
We literally did the meme that's like, can I copy your homework? Just, yeah, if you change it a little bit.
He changed his name, like the date, I think, and that was it. And then
it was something about like finance on a car, and we did a different car.
Yeah. We did a different car. We did like numbers different
Colors.
by 500. Yeah, color, like make and model and crap like that. Like that's all.
But didn't I get like a little higher on it?
Yeah, you got like 6% higher than I did, but I think it was because the first half was different and yours was probably just better written.
Well, we had to write something along. It was an Excel file, and we had to write something along with it. And I was like, it was probably just something stupid.
You probably put more periods and commas than I did. So like it wasn't enough to upset me about it.
Nah.
Considering where I was in the course and what I got.
We didn't know what we were doing because we still got somewhere in the 80s on the project.
Yeah, we got like an 86 on it.
And we were like,
yeah.
We'll take
it. So then the final comes around. This is the kicker. This is where I truly feel that this teacher is about to flag us for like outright like cheating on a final exam, which we didn't in any way. We did not.
We got cheat. A 72. We definitely didn't cheat.
Yeah, no, we did not do well whatsoever. But what's funny is she knows we've been working together for a while at this point, or what she thinks is a while. In reality, it's been like 5-6 days.
Oh my God.
So this is what kills me. So we get up and I'm going through and I'm just doing everything I know, like everything I 100% know. And I go through and do that. And then I come back and he's doing it question by question. So we're flipping different paces. So I don't think that mattered, but in my head it did for some reason. So I go back and we started doing stuff and I'm trying to do this. And he gets up and he turns his in. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, so he's done. That means I got to be close. We almost know the same thing at this point.
Right.
So at this point, I'm just kind of BSing it. I'm just like, I think that's the right formula. Not sure. We're just going to roll with it. And I kind of just start rolling with what I think I know it is. So I get up to go turn it in about 2.5 minutes later. like it is so close to
pretty short.
It's a pretty short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to go to class one more time?
No, that was all.
No, we didn't. That was the last class, right?
100%.
So I don't know if we were together or what, but no, we weren't together because I texted you. But I got on my Canvas app and I started looking at view grades because they were posted. And I looked and I was like, oh my God, I got a 72. I was like, let's go. So I texted you. And I was like, bro, I got a 72, knowing that you'd be like, attaboy, or something like that. Just hype me up for a 70 goddamn 2. And you texted me not even 5 minutes later and go, bro, same. And I'm sitting there like, we're done. Done. For something we didn't even do, we're done.
I was just shocked that we got the same exact score. I was like,
And I mean, walking out of the final, we're walking through the parking lot. It's me, you, and Hannah. We're walking through the parking lot, and you guys are going. It's also the meme where it's like the two smart people in the class arguing whether it's 72 or 73, and I got Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, I literally got Abraham. Like I got answers like that, and they're going, "You did what? How'd you get that?" And I'm sitting there like, I don't know.
No, I actually remember which one you're talking about because she was not.
It was like the plant sperm or something like that, or whatever it was. It was some random thing.
We were just making fun of that. There was a question about like sperm length.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's right. That's right. That's right.
But the one that we were confused on, it was something to do with planets. And the
Yes,
question was
yes,
not
yes.
clear on what form she wanted us to answer. So I think we had done like something in centimeters and you were naming planets.
I, I think I don't even I don't even
Like
know.
you
I'm gonna be
thought she
honest with you.
wanted you to state which planet, and we were like,
Yeah,
I think she wanted us to state the size.
yeah.
We were just
I think the question was something along the lines of what is the biggest planet, and then you guys just put like in centimeters how big the planet was in diameter, and I was like Jupiter.
yeah, that was definitely a moment
Yeah,
where you're just like,
yeah. And then we literally stopped in the parking lot. You guys looked at me, and at that moment I knew I was gonna retake that class. That's when I was like, "Yep, we're gonna retake this one over the summer."
but you didn't have to. You
Nope,
passed.
but I didn't have to. Still don't know if I got that question right or wrong, but I don't care.
I would love to know because that's the thing I hate about some finals is you never get to see them.
Yeah, I didn't get to see any of my finals. All I know is what I got on them.
Well, I do have one final one that I do want to whine about. Um,
Are you gonna share the screen on this one or no?
I'm not gonna share
Oh,
the
okay.
screen because I don't think I can do that
Probably not.
like,
You probably
legally.
get
I mean,
sued.
the finals closed, so it's not like I'm revealing anything.
Oh,
But I
okay.
am gonna I'm gonna read like a few of the questions.
All right.
So this is my biology final, and I wanna state a few things. So he didn't give us a study guide. I want to make that very clear. There was no
Love
study
that.
guide. There was nothing. I looked through everywhere. Nothing. And I wasn't shocked because he didn't really give us one on the midterm. He just kind of said, "Oh, what we've been learning." I hate that.
We love that excuse. We've been learning it all the whole time. Like, why
The,
would you need a study guide
the
to
reason I
study?
the reason I hate that is because, especially in this class specifically, when I did 101, this is 102, there were entire concepts that we did not test on, like whole things. So just saying everything we've learned is not true because
Or
there
it's
are,
not a fair statement to say the
yeah,
least. Like it's not fair.
because there were plenty of like big things that he just wouldn't test us on. So you're stupid. Anyway, um, I open it. So I already know it's 2.5 hours. That's what the time limit is. And I'm a little worried because on the midterm, which was like an hour 45, it took me about an hour 45. Like I used all the time.
Mm,
And that's with me kind of like knowing this stuff. Like it
yeah.
was just a lot. I open this and the like scroll bar on the side. When I open it,
That's how I always judge it.
it
That's how
was
I
like this
if
big.
it's this big, you're in for a ride.
I was like, oh no. And so I'm scrolling and I'm like, all right, 60, 80, 100. There's 108 questions
That's when you texted me that my heart like sank.
dropped.
I was I mean, I felt for you. I felt so bad for you because I know bio is it can be one of the things where it's like, okay, just click it, move on. But 108 click it, move on questions when not even all of them are like that is still not fun.
Dude, I literally text him. I said, I'm having a panic attack. I was like, I'm
Wait, you
panicking.
sent him a message on Remind?
Yeah, I sent like a snap to you where I was like
Oh yeah, me,
low
yeah.
key panicking right now.
Oh no, you said that and I was like, bro,
It's okay.
I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna say what I said because it's very incriminating online, but you'll be all right.
Yeah, you were just like, just take your time.
I was like, I mean,
I was like 108. So so I would say about 80 of them were multiple choice. There were about
that's
eight
nice. That's nice.
that helps.
Yeah, that helps.
There were about 8 short answer questions, which I will get to.
Mm,
Um,
passionate. He's passionate
yeah,
about those short answer questions.
passion. There was like 2 matchups or something, and then there were these weird, really weird ones where it was like you're at a restaurant and you see this menu item correctly identify its kingdom, phylum, and class. So it would be like calamari. And so I would have to tell you what kingdom, phylum, and class that.
See, now what if I didn't know what calamari was? Because people don't. So it's like, huh,
You
is
did.
it chicken? Is it chicken or not?
Yeah, you know what? It's like not only would you do bad if you don't know your bio stuff, but you'll also do bad if you don't know your seafood.
Yeah.
So as
Welcome to
someone,
Red Lobster, bitch.
I actually have to give my girlfriend props because not for her, I probably wouldn't know what calamari is because I don't eat seafood, but she loves calamari. That might be the only reason I knew what that was.
Yeah.
And there were other ones, but
Good for you then.
yeah, some were like, chicken,
Yeah.
animal, bird, but so
And then you had your whack ones where it was like rockfish.
any seafood, I'm just out.
Just done. That's a no for me, sir.
So let's get to these short answer questions. Just yummy questions. So they were each 15 points.
Oh God.
So let's
How many points was your test worth?
178.
First of all, why 78? What a weird number.
I don't know why 108 questions. It's a 102 course. I felt like I was doing my biology PhD final.
Rightfully, I feel like you should. I mean, I have people who finish chem finals like this year, like their PhD in chem, and their final was like 70 questions, 60 questions.
Well, wait till you hear this. All right, so here's just one of them. I can keep going if you're bewildered. Answer should contain a minimum of one paragraph for each of the 4 parts of the answer.
Jesus!
A paragraph consists of a minimum of 5 complete sentences.
Now, if you're younger out there and you're like, oh, 5 complete sentences, that's pretty easy.
You don't understand.
Not when you don't know what you're talking about.
Even if you do.
How to write 5 sentences on why the brain can keep your body temperature the same.
You know how hard it is to write 5 sentences on name and description of the condition you selected.
I would have just given them 2 and said, here you go. You want 5? Give me 5 parts to write about then.
Honestly.
That's why I hate those kind of questions where it's like, it asks you one thing. It asks you one minute, minuscule thing. And it's going, okay, no, give me 5 paragraphs on why.
There was another one that requested that amount, right? And one of the parts of the question, I had to talk about an animal that I thought was dangerous, it was actually easy. But on one of the parts was name and describe the animal. It's like I did a mosquito because they can, pass diseases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how?
It's small, it's got legs and can fly.
Honestly, that's what I did. I was like, they have thin legs, they can fly.
They don't like nets.
They suck blood. I'm running out. I'm at 4. How do I add one more?
They make you itch.
Bad animal.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd sit there and that'd be a question I read like probably close to 4 or 5 times to
and still not get it.
Yeah, and just be like, what does he want me to do? Just what I wish they could just say, do this. But they can't.
They can't be normal.
No, they can't. And if they could, the school would be too easy.
This is hold on. This is a 102 course.
Yeah, this isn't even his major.
No, not at all.
No, nowhere near your major.
I need this for my degree. Like this is like a check mark.
Yeah.
I'm not a bio major. I'm not even a science major.
Why?
I understand. Look, my professor, he's a very smart man. Very smart man. He's done a lot. He used to teach at like a high-end university. He's doing community college before he retires. So he's very smart. But my man needs to realize when he's teaching a 1.0 course.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he realized.
I know.
He threw everything.
Yeah, no, it sounds like he took everything he could get and threw it at you.
By the way, I got an 89
Yeah, no,
somehow.
props for that. Yeah,
I guess he liked my mosquito essay.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, when they ask you just that's what annoys me is when they ask you the most bare minimum type of question and
mm,
expect you to respond with something the size of the Harry Potter novels. And it's just it's now at this point it's me going in a circle, repeating myself in slightly different terms. So
mm.
maybe they don't catch up on it, which they most definitely will, and not realize their own mistake in asking me to give them such a complex answer, such minimal basic information. And
It's
it's
ridiculous.
so annoying to me. That is one of my and that's with every final. I think every final has that, no matter what kind of at least one question is like that. And that's what annoys the crap out of me.
One of these ones I did. So this one I won't read the whole what I'm writing about, but it says use 3 detailed examples from the material in the second half of the course. Use 1 paragraph for each example and 1 summary paragraph.
So you want 2 paragraphs or 3
No,
paragraphs.
he wants 4.
Shit. That's where I would have been screwed
So I
because I
just
would have
put
just assumed.
I just put it in Word and it was
Yeah.
330 words
And I would have just broken it up every 100.
for 15 points.
Yeah, for 15 points. That's
Help.
that's just an unreasonable ask.
I
I mean,
wrote a
I know,
five,
like, I understand it's college and it's this higher level of thinking, I guess you would say, but
but I'm comparing
there's,
it to other stuff in college.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right. So you can't
Um,
expect me to go and do this for 15 points and give you a 1,000 word essay for 25 points.
yeah,
It's not how it's going to work.
I
It's not like that.
yeah, I'm not going to sit here and compare this to a high school course. I'm comparing it to other college courses.
Yeah,
My friend that goes to William and Mary, I was telling him about this stuff and he was like, "That's ridiculous." Like, I'm not
no,
I'm
this
not
isn't,
being just like whiny. Like, seriously, this was a lot.
yeah, no. Neither of us are whiny people. We're very logical
We're just
thinkers.
salty.
We're salty, but we're very logical and rational
Yeah,
when it comes to things. And
100%.
when a thing isn't logical or rational, we get very annoyed
Mhm.
very quickly.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh my God, my bio sophomore year was way easier than that." That's not what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like no shit, it was your sophomore year.
I'm saying that I wrote a 550-word essay for 100 points in my history class, and I wrote a 330-word thing for 15 points.
Yeah. Wait, your history final was 500 words?
Yeah, he likes short papers. He wanted a minimum. It was like between 500 and 750. That's all he wanted.
Huh.
He's just a lot stricter on the content, like what you're writing.
Yeah, that's nice. So
Which
at
I
least
think,
he gives you like a set, like write about this. Give me an essay about this.
yep. I actually like that because that's
100%.
good for a history class.
Yeah, no, I think English classes that can be nice. I mean, I told you about my English class, right? In
Mhm.
my essay 3. I don't know if I talked about it on one of the last episodes or not, but dude, a 1 out of 50. Give me a 1 out of 50. But here we go. Ready? I'm gonna explain this right now.
Go
Let me get
Get comfortable.
let me get down and dirty with you right now. He wanted an essay on a visual argument. First of all, what do you consider a visual argument? Okay, photo, video, yada yada. Like that is visual, and that can be an argument, right? Now, what do I do with said argument? Do I argue for or against it? No. He literally wanted to take a picture and describe it. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, just describe the picture. I was like, so you're telling me, say I just used a picture of an American flag. I was like, there's 50 stars and there's 13 stripes. He goes, yep, that's basically what I want, but turn that into an essay. I
It's
was
got
like, are you
some red
serious?
on
I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, it's that easy. So I basically took this essay and made it 10 times harder for myself. And he goes, yep, that's exactly what you did. So now I'm sitting here trying to, use my college level thinking and argue for this visual argument that I've chosen.
And bring it back to sixth grade.
And now I have to go through and find a picture of a sign. I just found a protest sign, and I was like, "Yep, the sign says this. It can mean this to this person, this person, and this person." And there's also a flag in it. That's the American flag. Betsy Ross sewed that. Yep, got a 49 out of 50 on the redo. So I took the essay I wrote that I got a 1 out of 50 on initially, changed the title, changed the date, turned it in as my essay 4, and got a 57 out of 65.
Well, they say college is hard.
They, people that say it is hard, they make it hard for themselves. Like if you can, no, I know managing your time can be hard, but if you can simply learn how to manage your time a little better, or just somewhat play the system, college can be. I'm not going to say it can be easy, but it cannot be as hard as people say it is.
Be a lot more manageable.
Yes, it can be much easier.
Break that system.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but I was like, I'm sitting there on the Zoom call, and he's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do." And I'm going, "Wow, I feel like I'm in third grade."
Welcome
Genuinely, back. I feel like I'm in third grade. Just this. He goes, "Yeah, just describe the picture." He goes, "Remember when we did it in class like 6 weeks ago?" Like, "Yeah, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast, but sure, what we did 6 weeks ago in class." Yeah, I remember that. He goes, "You remember how we had the pig and the eye was zoomed in on the eye, and we just kept talking about how it was zoomed in on the eye?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Basically, just change the picture and talk about what it's focused on and the angle it's taken and what's in it." So like it's photojournalism essentially is what this is. Now, if he had told me it was photojournalism to begin with, my major isn't photojournalism, but it's communications and it's broadcast journalism, I would have had a 50 out of 50 the first try. Done, easy, whatever. But no, this man said, take a visual argument, and that's it. No, and just take a visual argument. Now do what?
That's genuinely a middle school paper.
Yeah, it was. I'll send it to you. Here, hold up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up right now, because I would read you guys the first paper, but it'd take forever. So let's go here. So my essay 3, I literally just named it essay 3 rework. I title it Power of Images. And I said, it's so bad, dude. It is so
corny. I love it.
It's so bad. And I somehow turn this into 3 pages. I talk about him like in a photo published by NBCFW.com. It shows an American protest for the lockdown of COVID-19, and it zoomed in on a sign saying all business is essential to someone. And the next paragraph, I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I go in a quick peek. This is just a simple sign where no one else can be seen, even through the blur. The photographer knew what they were doing, using certain angles to demonetize the protest. The photograph was taken using, the next paragraph kills me. I will literally read this to you. The way this photograph was taken is an example of the rule of thirds in photography. Nothing to do with English class, nothing to do with the argument, just talking about photography at this point.
Man.
Here we have an image split into 3 even slices vertically. On the left side, we see 2 American flags being flown, but no people. These flags add a feeling of fulfillment to make up for the empty space, so much so they almost look like they were photoshopped in.
Wow.
In the middle third, we see our main focus, the protester sign being held high above the seemingly small crowd, not allowing us to see what other people may be saying. And on the right side was a building, mostly empty space, creating effect that there is not a large group and the protest is meaningless. Like, I'm not even talking about anything at that point. I'm numb writing this. I'm sitting here like this.
Do you know what this sounds like? It sounds like if you told an AI to just write on a topic, and that's what it came up with.
I mean, it was mindless writing. It genuinely was. And I read you the essay 3 where you sent me the video clip that I should use, right? And that was like,
you sent me
and I sent you the essay, and that was in my opinion, it was a strongly written essay on why this is wrong or right or whatever it was. I barely remember what I argued, honestly, but I know it was like a strongly written one. So when I got it back and I got a 1 out of 50, I'm sitting there like, what in the hell? What could I have possibly messed up so bad that I got a 1 out of 50?
His daughter wrote the article that you made fun of, something like that.
Probably. But I mean, that when I'm writing that SA3 rework, I'm mindlessly just sitting there typing, laying in my bed, going,
I think
this
you
this
had to.
paper, any other professor or any other top, and not even the professor, but just this paper, if I were to take it anywhere else, would not get me a D plus. I mean, it was I
Yeah.
am not. I submitted it because I was just so tired of looking at it. I was so tired of just trying to make it sound legitimate and like I cared about what I was writing at that point. Where I just hit submit and I got in the shower and I'm sitting there I'm standing there going, huh,
Hmm.
no way in hell I do better than a 1 out of 50 on that essay. 49.
49.
Why?
Some things you don't question.
I know that, and that I've also learned that in college. It's
Yep.
just take it, just take it and move on. Honestly.
All right. Well, on that note, I will end this with my hot take
Yep.
for this week. And we for the summer, we actually won't be talking about school a whole lot.
No.
But no, I'm wrong.
I'm taking summer classes.
Me
so.
too. I'm taking that 5-week Spanish. You will hear a lot from me from that. I forgot about that. Oh God, help me.
How many credit hours is it?
4.
I'm taking 6, but I'm taking 2 classes.
It's the I just need this, and I never have to do language again.
God.
This is it. This is it.
This is it, boys.
I'm actually like hyped.
Here we go.
Because it's the last thing. And I'm done. It is the last thing that William and Mary needs, and then I'm just
That's
there.
it.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, I got accepted, but they knew that I was planning to take it.
Mhm.
So they accepted me with knowing that my intent was to take it. So I have
Imagine you just never took it and they were like, okay.
just well, no.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't have to take it. I could take it there.
Yeah, don't do that. No, that's a no-go. That's a hot no.
Nope.
No,
I've heard
no.
Look, I've heard stories about language at William and Mary.
Mm.
First of all, I know
I
the
had to.
classes are 5 days a week. That alone, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just 5-week blast through it in the summer at Thomas Nelson, where I'm used to it because I've already done 3 semesters of Spanish there.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just get it done, and then I can just work on my degree, and I leave Spanish over here.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's fine, but I'm gonna complain about it. My hot take for this week is, if you don't know, UFC returned.
Sports. Yes, we're in my domain, boys. Here we go.
So happy. And my girlfriend came over and we watched it, and it was great. Life felt normal, man.
Yeah,
just
that
felt
escape.
normal. Just and you know what? There were some people on Twitter and even other people in sports had a problem with it. That they were just doing it for money and they weren't caring about safety. Let me tell you something. Dana White bought like hundreds of corona tests out of his own pocket, and he tested all the reporters, all the refs, all the fighters every day for a week before the event. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There was no crowd.
Yeah, there was no audience, right?
There was no audience.
Yeah.
They pulled it off perfectly. They had one person test positive, one of the fighters, unfortunately, and they immediately got him off and sent him to get care, whatever he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone was negative that fought and participated. And it was a huge hit. He said, ESPN said it performed very well. It was they were great fights. It was really entertaining.
And it was pay-per-view, so the people who paid for it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure a crap ton of people paid for it.
Mm-hmm. And it was well worth it. I feel like every card on the main event was good.
Yeah.
Or on the main card was good, and the main event was really good. Like I told you, it was pretty much all KOs. one of which was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It was just a great night. And, there were people like, they shouldn't be doing this. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Are we just not going to be able to resume?
Yeah, is life
They
just
took,
never going to happen again?
they took all the precautions necessary, constant testing, no crowds.
Yeah.
What more do you want them to do? Do you just never
It's life is just never going to happen. But it's okay for you to theater or Walmart
Yeah.
4 times a week.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I have a mask on. Bro, I got in the biggest argument over masks with my mom today. So I went back to work for the first time in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks today. And my mom was like, I came home, my mom goes, well, were you wearing a mask? And I was like, no. And she was like, why not? And I was like, well, first of all, yeah, so we got in an argument. She was like, well, you got to protect yourself. And I was like, Mom, a mask will not protect me. We've already talked about it on the podcast. The mask is meant for the people who are regularly exposed to it. And it is catching everything they're putting out and stopping it from spreading. Me putting it on does not stop the fact that I can still get it.
If it's here, it can still come in right here and here.
Yeah. But when you're talking, your voice and anything that comes out of your mouth is going to go here. It's not going to instantly go this way. It's going to and stop it. So we got a huge argument, and she was like, well, do you not want to I was like, Mom, it's not a protective piece of equipment. It's a preventative piece of equipment. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, don't you want to prevent getting it? I'm like, I can't prevent getting it if I don't have it. I was like, just understand, I can't prevent other people from getting it if I don't even have it to begin with.
That one hurt my brain.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, it was the most, and I can safely say I won an argument against my mom because she didn't say because I said so or yada yada. She just stopped talking. So we did it, boys.
I think it's a dub.
Yeah, but anyway, that's my hot take, I guess. But we'll continue with yours. Sorry, I just had to rant about that.
Aaron won, Mom 475.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take the one. But
sorry about that. But
really, honestly, my hot take is just sports needs to continue. Mm-hmm. Is entertainment, especially these fighters, they need to get paid.
NASCAR is coming back.
Except for the top people that have millions. But what a lot of people don't know is a lot of people that are in the UFC, on the undercard and stuff, they're not super rich or something. They're kind of almost everyday people, really, when it comes to finance. Yeah. I'd say on the undercard, you get paid, probably get paid $30,000 to $40,000 a fight.
Which very reasonable, right? But when you get paid all that up front, mm-hmm. and you can't fight for another 6 months.
Well, the problem is, okay, so let's put it this way. Let's say that $40,000, that's if you win.
Yeah.
If you lose, you make about $30,000. And you got to keep in mind, you usually pay a couple $1,000s for your camp. And fighters, I would say on average, fight about 4 times a year. Sometimes less, but maybe that range of about 4. So some of these undercard fighters are making about $150,000 a year, which is about middle class for most people, $100,000 to $150,000 a year. So it's not like they're all millionaires. Oh, they don't need to fight. Yeah, they do.
Their job. That's their living. That's their job.
It's just like everyone else that needs.
Just like you flip burgers at McDonald's, they fight people. It's their job.
Yeah, again, excluding the champions that make millions, I'm talking about the other
McGregor, Khabib,
80-70%. Yeah. So these people getting on them, they took all precautions. They set an example, and I am as a not a long time UFC fan. I've been a fan for about 4 years, but as a fan of UFC, I'm glad that they were the ones that set the example.
Yep, I know NASCAR plans on coming back later this month, but they're doing no fans, and they're shortening the season to God, what is it? I think it's 8 weeks. They're doing 14 races in 8 weeks or something like that, which is ridiculous for NASCAR. Yeah. First of all, they race once a week for about 6 months.
ESPN saw this success. They saw that it could be done right, and they're doing another one Wednesday and another one Saturday. So they're going to continue to show off that it can be done safely and successfully. So ESPN is going to see that, and then they're going to go talk to the NBA and the NFL and MLB, and they're going to be like, "Hey, see
Yep.
what they did? We
Speaking
need
of the
to."
MLB, the MLB Players Association just or no, who was it? No, it was the MLB owners. All the owners of the teams came together and finally got a plan together that
Mhm.
they're going to propose to the MLBPA, the Players Association, to talk about a 2020 season. So
Go.
hopefully we get that. So it's like it can be done. But
Yeah.
the
No,
thing is, I mean, there's a lot of precautions on it. There's so much that has to be in place, but there's also so
but they're
many people
doing it.
hindering. There's so many people hindering it being put in place. Like, well, you have to do this. Well, we were before you stopped us. So
Yeah.
that's crazy how that works, you know. So it's just little things like that that people don't understand.
Yeah. And my main point is that it can be done. It was done,
Mhm.
and it's a good thing. It
I
was a
think so.
good thing. And if you think it's a bad thing and they're being money hungry or whatever, I'm sorry, you need to go find something else to complain about, because this is a good
It's
thing.
their job.
This and again, I could keep going, but there's a lot of other jobs involved. There's the journalists, there's the people that work the venues,
Mhm.
there's reporters. There's a whole
Yep.
whole bunch of people involved. The refs, the doctors, the lots of
It's
them.
not just two people in an octagon with a referee. There's
Well, my problem is people are acting like it was Conor and Khabib fighting. Like,
yeah.
oh, they don't need money right now. No, no,
No, that you don't understand. It was a
not
pretty
going with.
small. Like the names were like big because they're good fighters, but they're not big names.
Other than, like, I would say the main event and co-main event, like, yeah, they're millionaires. But everyone
That's
else,
because
not
that's
really.
because they earn the main event
Yeah,
constantly. They then no one else does.
there's a lot of other people involved, and it's just people acting like it was like some privileged, like, Mayweather fight going on. Like, no, like,
Yeah.
dude, it was entertainment, which we desperately needed, and it showed a great example that, look, we can move on with precautions. Let's do it. You're welcome.
Yeah. Mic drop. I mean,
And
that's what it is. Like what sucks is people want life to return to normal, but then
Mhm.
when they try to, they're like, no, 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 stop,
Well,
don't do that.
man,
Well, when can I do it, Karen? When can I do it? Tell me
so
when can
you
I
used
go
the
to life
case
normally?
blur.
I did, and you know what? I don't freaking care because when can I? When can I go back to normal life?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Hopefully this is something that more people start to realize life can go on.
It will.
I hope. I really do.
Well, on that note, we are going to end. Uh,
Yeah.
Hopefully the podcast will resume in person soon.
Oh yeah. I think
Could
we can
be.
probably start planning that here soon. Yeah.
So that will be
And I
nice.
know I'm going back to work, so we could probably get some new mics, be a little higher quality, a little higher tech.
I need that. I'm getting a check from my work as
Yeah,
soon as
I
that
know.
comes in.
Yeah, I know. We'll see how big my check is, and I'll throw that in, and whatever I have in my account, I'll probably buy myself one.
Yeah,
So
that
we'll
works.
get we'll get to it hopefully soon and be back to normal life as we just talked about.
Yes. But on that note, thank you for watching. This was a little
Yeah,
long.
if you're here, we know it's long, but we wanted to give you something because we didn't post for a little while.
Yeah. So, and we had a lot to scream about. So,
Gotta love finals.
all right, boys. We'll see you the next
Peace
time.
out.